Hello, I'm here with
Susan Wright.
Yeah, hello, Miss Wright. I'm about to call you Susan on accident. Hello, Miss Wright.
You can call me Susan when you graduate.
No, that's what I was like. I want to have to follow you on Facebook. But I just have a few questions to ask, mainly music related. Firstly, I know you have your own group. Do you want to talk about that for a little bit?
Sure. I have a group called Beacon Songsmiths with my two friends, Rick Aparicio and Carla Springer, and we do songs in 3-part harmony. We all play instruments, and we do mostly cover songs like Crosby, Stills, and Nash, that type of thing, you know, music from the 70s and stuff, and sort of standards. And we do some of our own original songs too, and we play in the area.
I was going to say, I did see one of your performances. Do you have any more coming up at all?
Yes, we're going to sing at the Strawberry Festival in Beacon on June 11th or 12th, Sunday.
Okay, that's good to hear. If anything, retell it to me, and then I'll put it in the description of some sort or some type of link so they can, well, me, myself included, but figure out where I can get that at.
Okay.
The main question one, do you think music should be required in school, as a course?
I think for littler kids, yes, because some little kids get exposed to music at home and some little kids don't, and it's really rare to find a little kid that doesn't get something out of it, you know? For the older kids, I think they should be allowed to make their own choices.
Highly agree with that one. That's what I was like, I kind of want to start with that. Especially that you're a music teacher. I was like, I do want to actually start with that question.
Yeah.
Let's go with that one. Do you feel that music is its own language?
Absolutely. Yeah, because you could take American music and go somewhere in Japan where nobody speaks English and they will hear the music and love it, you know?
No, I can definitely agree on that. A little bit, kind of basing that off the same question, if anything. Do you think that, or why do you think that some people dislike music?
I think people don't really dislike music. What happens is they narrow their view of music, so they only like one particular type of music, and then they start to make fun of or put down other types of music, and that's sort of like people that are closing their minds.
No, yeah. Understandable. That's a little close-minded.
Yeah.
On to the next question that also is kind of an elaboration to this, since we were just talking about kind of closed-minded, but I mean not necessarily closed-minded, but what is your favorite artist, or what does your favorite genre kind of consist of?
People always ask me that, and they also say, Miss Wright, what's your favorite song? I cannot comment as a music teacher because I really do have super wide taste, and I even like things that you would think that I wouldn't know a lot about, or I was there at the beginning of rap music in New York City. I lived there. I engineered for many famous artists that were getting their start back then, and I've engineered music for movies and TV shows and all across different genres. So it's really hard to say, but the only thing I will say is that I don't really like music that has a message that's really highly negative and putting people down. Music can be sad without being negative, you know?
Yeah, I can definitely agree with that. Especially more recent music is definitely really negative. And I can't be a biggest hypocrite because I definitely listen to some of it, but I understand what you're talking about, because it's more because Tupac, for example, was still thug, hood, in that life of a gangster, but he was still trying to push some type of message of positivity, compared to certain people now. So I get you on that.
Yeah.
But a little bit of the same question, sorry, but is there any song or album that makes you feel an immense emotion, whether happy, sad, mad, etc.?
Yeah, all of them.
That's what I was like. That might be the same question, but
all of
I kind of do
them.
want to ask. I really am interested.
Yeah.
Well, this is not really relevant now, but especially in the early 2000s, what is your opinion on illegally downloading music?
I think I might get in trouble if I say this because I'm a teacher, but I don't really have much of a problem with it because a lot of times the record labels and the big businesses are the people that are making the most money. And when people download an artist, it helps the artist get known and get famous so they can do concerts and have merchandise and other things. You know, so I really like the way now that it's so easy to hear music and to get music. When I was growing up, that wasn't the case. You could only hear music if you heard it on the radio or if you went out and bought a record or a tape, you know, but now you can just look it up online and listen to it whenever you want. And I think that's sort of changed things for the better.
Okay. I like that as an answer. I was just, a lot of people just still to this day don't like it. So I was like, I kind of am interested about that, or to hear like your opinion on that.
I'm not really on the side of the big corporations in general.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, I think that a lot of the problems with the world have to do with business and money making.
Yeah, I was gonna say end up like coming down to like money and the government.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, putting that ahead of human interest.
Yeah, so that does make sense. I was gonna ask you, have you ever thought of being in a band, but you're in a band already.
You're in that podcast now.
How long has music been one of your like driving, like kind of focal points in your life?
I think ever since I was born. There's a picture of me as a little baby. I was maybe not even 1 year old, wearing these little pajamas, sitting at this organ at my grandma's house, playing like this with my little feet sticking out. So, I don't know. I just took to it right away.
Oh, okay. So it's literally been like a forever thing, essentially.
Yep.
That's cool. I was like that. It's like almost that's like the same thing for me. That's why I always like to ask people that. Like my mom said, she, like when she was pregnant, and she used to always take the train when I used to live down in White Plains. She'd go to like the city or like Bronx and whatnot. And she would always she would take like her headphones off and like put it on her stomach.
Aww.
So she was like, for the longest, like I was listening to music like before I was like or even conceived all the way. And I just think that so I always find that really interesting. I'm like, what is your like starting story almost? I think there's one more question. Oh, do you have any memories, or you probably do, but do you have any memories that are like catered to music? Or I mean not catered, do you have any memories that are like tailored to music?
Well, yeah, I mean
like mine is
so
like,
many.
you know, like the concerts and like your job essentially. I mean, like you have like an in like world like memory that you're like willing to share that it was like heavily remembered because of a song or a person playing something, or just you, even like you and your band, like something kind of like that.
It's hard to like pick out one thing because there's one thing that happens at least every day, or sometimes every hour. You know, like every single concert that I've had put on with kids has been amazing. I've been in many different bands. I can remember walking down 42nd Street in New York City when I was in my 20s, and I was engineering a rap record that eventually went gold and was all over the world, but it was just being engineered then, right? And I thought to myself, oh my God, this is the height of my career. I'm in my 20s and I'm making $15 an hour.
That's what I'm saying.
Because it was in the 80s.
Yeah, I was like, no, that's actually a big amount. And for a second, I was like, wait, I mean,
$15.
That's nice. But then I was like, no, like that was really nice actually. Oh my gosh, yeah. No, that was like,
and
really
plus,
good.
I love the music so much. So, you know, there's so much.
Okay. Okay then. Well, thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome.